good folks that help support our local hospital here in Laguna Woods. And you know, we're finding out a lot of interesting things about the hospital. Obviously, it has the things that we always expect a hospital to have, but it has some things that even I'm learning about, having worked here for a few years. And joining us today with some information on one of those unique aspects of the hospital is one of the nurses over there, Dall R.N, who is the clinical coordinator for the Saddleback Memorial Heart Institute and Wellness Center. But our topic today, Karen, is the Travel Health Clinic. Welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. A lot of our folks like to travel, I know, whether it's cruises or flying around the world or visiting family and friends. But they want their trip to be a fun time, and being sick is not part of being fun on a trip. That's where you come in.
That's for sure. Well, that's what our program's all about. We are a very comprehensive health program that includes many things. We do travel health counseling. We have vaccinations for all international travel vaccinations that people may need. Mm-hmm. We give prescriptions for medications that are needed for travel, such as anti-malarial medication. We go by CDC guidelines, which is the Center for Disease Control. Mm-hmm. Those are updated daily on a website. So on a daily basis, we are seeing any updates throughout the world that are needed for travel.
You know, a lot of times people, and especially in the community here of Laguna Woods Village, have the flexibility, you know, the dollars and the time to be a little flexible, and they can be a little spontaneous. A lot of the better travel deals are, if you can get ready next week, you can get this, you know, half-price cruise to Bora Bora or somewhere, you know. Yeah. So that's great to be able to take advantage of that, but it also means that they have to sort of work into your system, and yours is not a walk-in clinic, I understand.
That's correct. We are not a walk-in clinic, and how our program works is that we need these individuals to fill out a 2-page form that talks about their health history, immunization history, and travel itinerary. Those are important things to know prior to giving immunizations. Mm-hmm. So we can get that to them by email, which is usually how we do it, or they can come and pick it up. We can fax it to them, or we can mail it to them. Mm-hmm. But on a short term, they need it right away, we usually email it to them.
Right.
Now they can fill that out, get it right back to us that same day, sometimes within an hour or two. Mm-hmm. And we normally call them within an hour or two of when we get it.
Right, and then make an appointment for as soon as works into your schedule and their schedule.
Correct.
You're open normal business, normal hospital business, doctor office hours?
Actually, what's nice is we open a little bit earlier. So our first appointment's usually taken at 6:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Last appointment is about 3:30, so mm-hmm. we end at about 4:30 mm-hmm. or so.
Obviously, everybody seems to have a family doctor these days, and maybe in the case of some folks, 3 or 4 specialists and subspecialists as well. How do you coordinate with those other physicians and other medical organizations?
Through the client.
Okay.
They will give us all the information we need on those 2-page forms. So we have a lot of physicians that refer to us, but as far as the client themselves, we'll get all their health history from that form that mm-hmm. we send to them. It's very comprehensive.
All right, so they filled out the paperwork and they've made the appointment, they show up. Kind of run through the procedure. What would happen with the typical visit?
Okay. So they come in to see us, they'll meet with a registered nurse, and right away we will go over that form to make sure that everything is correct. Verify the medications they're on, any allergies, health history, those are all very important to know before giving immunizations. Mm-hmm. Also their itinerary, we need to know, are they going to urban areas, rural areas? What type of food situations are they going to be in that they're going to be eating or drinking? And so all that's going to be very important to know. Mm-hmm. So once we figure all that out, verify all that information, we will give them the recommendations from the CDC of what immunizations they should receive based on where they're going. Mm-hmm. Now once they decide on what they want to take, we will also give them a vaccine information statement that talks about each vaccine that they're going to be getting. Right. So that if they have any questions, they can ask me beforehand. Mm-hmm. I want them to be very knowledgeable about it.
And there might be some ongoing medical conditions or other medications they might be taking, which might not allow them to have certain immunizations. They may just have to say, you know, for whatever reason, I really can't take that one.
That is correct. So we have to look at all those. Once we get that information in hand the first time, the doctor will review everything and take a look and see what they can or cannot have.
Right. I understand also that you, in addition to all of that, you kind of want to know the purpose of their travel. Some people might be going to, you know, do a Habitat for Humanity building homes in Costa Rica, which is one level of risk, as opposed to being on a cruise ship going to Japan. Different aspects of risk, different types of foods, different types of water or of water availability. So obviously those kind of things, knowing not just where you're going, but what you're going to be doing there would be important.
Yes, and that's very important. That's why we have that information on that form that we will verify with them. So we have many different people travel, either for pleasure or work, or we have a lot of people that go for mission trips also. So depending on where you're going, like Rwanda, well, you're going to need a lot of shots, maybe 6 or 7 at one time. Whereas if you go to China, you may need only a couple shots. Now you mentioned cruises. Now that's an important item that people don't realize, that when you go on cruises, you still need to be updated on certain immunizations, one being hepatitis A. The more you eat out, the more you're at risk for hepatitis A. So even in the United States, it does happen here, certainly much more rare than other countries, but it does happen here. So if you're going on a cruise, you should really look into hepatitis A.
Even a short cruise, even a Mexico cruise or something like that, because you will be on the ship eating the ship food and water on the ship as well.
So if somebody has hepatitis A and they're cooking your food or they're serving your food, you can get it right from there.
From day one, it was clear this active retirement community needed a hospital.
And today, Saddleback Memorial, a nonprofit, state-of-the-art medical center, provides excellence in healthcare for you and for me.